In the spring of 2018, I had a dream in which I was encouraged to let go of everything and just walk out into the wild, into nature. And so when I woke up, I went for a walk just down to the Downs, the Sussex Downs where I live. And as I was going for this walk, I had the experience of a being about 10 or so feet away from me. A real sense of a presence, a beautiful presence. The word that came to me was angelic, a wonderful presence. And when I came back from the walk, I thought, why don't I try to enter into conversation with this presence? Ask this being, whoever they were, the important questions like, who are we? What happens when we die? What is the purpose of life? And so on. And so I did that, and the result is this book, The Winged Psyche, and I'll just read you a few little bits from it to give you a feel for it. Is there a reason for us being here? And if so, what are we all supposed to be doing? Who or what exactly are we, and what happens when we die? These are some of the fundamental questions that philosophers grapple with, and which the rest of us explore more or less deeply, but often set aside because they seem unanswerable, or the baby starts crying, or the train finally arrives. The other night I had a dream that it was time to let go of all the furniture, the house, everything, and walk out into the unknown. As I awoke, I experienced an unusual sense of clarity that came with the thought that to seek the answers to these questions, I simply needed to open my mind and heart, to let go of all the furniture. And as I walked out of the house that morning and onto the Downs in the bright sunshine of a clear winter's day, I had the feeling for a few moments that someone else was by my side, not near, perhaps 20 feet or so away, just at the edges of my awareness. And so I had this conversation, and I just sensed that they were beside me and asked a question, and this was the answer I got. I asked, what is the purpose of my life, our lives? If you want to know what the purpose of your life is, ask first why it should have just one purpose. Try it in the plural. What are its purposes? Your body will have its goals, to stay alive, to replicate its genes. Your personality will have others, but I think you want to know about your soul, which might have one central purpose in this lifetime, or perhaps several, or many that change as you evolve. The central purpose of your life might be to transform or transcend yourself. For another, it may be to learn and explore and enjoy the experience of simply being. For another still, it may be to bring through into this world a work of beauty or an inspiration to others. One moment or many moments of love, channeled towards one aim, one person or place. And then I asked, what's going on? Am I channeling? Am I starting to channel? And I had a conversation at another time, and I was told, don't think of this as channeling, whereby you become the empty vessel that a message is poured into. Think of this as a conversation. An unusual one, to be sure, but natural nonetheless. And so I explore these questions and I receive answers to all these questions. And I've finished the book. I'll take you right to the end here. The important thing is to ask these questions, for then we fulfill our destiny as seekers, as hunters, not of fame or fortune, but of the truth. The identity of the muse or muses, the angelic beings I feel have inspired these answers, is still a mystery to me. But of two things I am sure. Their words have helped and encouraged me, and I plan to sit again in a quiet place, in a garden, beneath a tree or beside a river, to open my heart and mind to the possibility that we can converse again about the things that matter. And so, having written this book, I decided that I wanted to make it something really beautiful, something that could be given as a gift, that wasn't produced in the usual form of a paperback and an e-book, but that was a work of art. And by coincidence, I met a book designer who designed the book for me, and he's created this lovely work with this loose cover, and we've had it really well printed, and it's sewn in the center, not bound, and very carefully typeset. So it's beautifully crafted. It feels good to have, to own, and to give as a gift. And we've just had 200 printed, and that may be the only amount we produce. So in that sense, it would be a limited edition. So if you'd like a copy, if you go to the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids bookstore, you can order a signed copy from there.